Hello YouTube, the Gun Nut here. It's another great day to be an American. Let freedom reign. Well, today I'm going to share a successful hunt story here with the 6.5 Grendel, as well as my son also took a deer with his 243 Winchester. So I was able to score a buck this year, a decent 9-pointer. I'm going to go ahead and roll in a couple pictures here so you guys can see it, and then we'll talk a little bit more about how it happened and how the round performed. So just a quick review on the gun. This is a lower I put together myself at Anderson Manufacturing Lower. It has a LaRue MBT trigger, Magpul MOE Plus grips, Magpul CTR stock, Vortex Strike Eagle 1-6 power scope. And it is a 6.5 Grendel Hunter upper from GrendelHunter.com. It has a 16-inch barrel, fluted barrel. Rounds that we were shooting were these. These were 120 grain Sierra Pro Hunters, Hornady cases, and Winchester large rifle primers. And it was fueled by 28.5 grains of Reloader 15. What happened is I was out on Wednesday. This was midweek of the 9-day season here basically in Wisconsin. And it was 9:30 in the morning, and I'd been in the stand since 5:30, hour before daylight. So I was getting a little, sick of sitting. So I was just standing up and I was going to go for a little walk. But as I stood up, I saw some movement off to the left and I saw a deer coming my way. So I sat back down and waited for him to come a little closer, kept waiting, he kept coming at me. And I wasn't 100% sure if I was going to shoot because my son had gotten a deer on Saturday afternoon. That's opening day here in Wisconsin. And it was a big deer, so I wasn't sure if I really wanted to get more venison. But I haven't gotten a buck in some time, and I really wanted to see how the Grendel performed. So it was probably only about 30 yards away, and I kind of waited. Every time he looked at me, he stared at me. I moved the gun up a little bit more, back and forth. I mean, didn't spook him at all, and it was really good opportunity. Settled on the heart-lung region, pulled the trigger, and he took off. And I could tell he was limping. I could tell I definitely hit him, but it was not the drop right there that I was hoping for. Not what I'm used to. I used to use a 30-06. But wasn't sure if I hit him exactly right, and so we waited for a while, and I got out of the stand, started walking a little bit, and then I spooked him, so I didn't wait long enough. You could tell he was limping pretty bad. It had hit maybe a little low in the right front shoulder area, and I definitely hit in the heart-lung region, but I don't think I got enough penetration. And it could have been because maybe I hit a little low, and I'm guessing that's because the scope on the AR sits so high. I should have been aiming a little bit higher because it was going to shoot low or hit low. But anyways, I did recover the bullet. Actually, just a fragment of the bullet, I should say. Not very much. It looks basically just like the lead part of it, maybe the lead core. So go ahead and we'll throw that on the scale, just to see how much weight we had retained. So it looks like we retained 82.2 grains out of the 120. So about, what is that, about 2/3? So not horrible, I guess, but it was kind of neat to recover. It's kind of neat to recover the bullet. So my son, my oldest son, who's been hunting with me for a few years now, was also had a successful season. In fact, he only hunted 3 hours and shot this nice 8-point buck. I'll go ahead and roll in a couple pictures of it, and then we'll talk a little bit more. So as you can see, this rack is even more impressive than the one that I had taken, and his deer was even bigger. He probably had a 200+ pound body. It was huge, which you can probably see in the pictures. So we're gonna have plenty of venison. I was a little bit lazy, and I didn't get around to loading more hand loads for him for his Ruger American in 243 Winchester, and he has a Cabela's 3-12 power scope on it, I believe. Yeah, so he did not use hand loads. Instead, when I had sighted in, we had used this 100 grain pointed soft point from Federal, since it's what we were able to buy a couple boxes of this relatively inexpensive. But yeah, I was a little bit sad that I didn't get hand loads for him to use, and we could have had a twofer with $2 and with hand loads would have been really cool. and he got his opening day in the afternoon. He had swim practice in the morning, so in the afternoon I was able to go get him, and we came back out at about 3:20, 3:30, something like that in the afternoon. He had a group of about 7 deer come towards him down the hill, and we were hunting along this creek. We actually both shot our deer out of the same stand. I knew it was going to be a good stand. That's why I let him have it when he was able to hunt, because I knew he was going to be limited. Yeah, the deer came right towards him. He passed on the first 2 or 3, I believe he said. They were does. And then he saw this buck, and he said he basically had it in the scope for several minutes as he was watching just come closer and closer to him before he finally pulled the trigger. And performance of the Federal was great. The 100 grain pointed soft points, it anchored that deer right in its tracks. It didn't move past where after he shot it. So great shooting on his part, great performance from that factory round and that 243 Winchester on a definitely a healthy sized deer. Hope you guys were able to get a deer if you went deer hunting. If you did, please share your story in the comments below. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. You guys be safe out there.